Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 4 of the VHEL. This is our Fortnite squad drops, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kenzo SW, alongside your boy Q. He'll be joining his first time. How you doing tonight, my man?
Oh, I am excited. I'm ready to get on down to it. Some squads. I'm always down for some good Fortnite action, and I'm excited to see who's really going to step up to the plate. You mentioned final week, so for some of these teams who are in the hunt, who's going to step up big today?
Yeah, lots of these teams. This is the big money. This is week 4. Points on the line. We had lots of same teams kind of come in and do the work. The obvious big name players would be Snake and his team. They have just been the dominant team throughout the last 3 weeks. They have really stepped up and proved their worth. Meanwhile, last week it was another team kind of taking down the powerhouse team coming into week 4. And as we already see some eliminations happening, some knockdowns already go. And that's the name of the deal in this opening rounds. Lots of quick pace action and lots of quick eliminations.
And you got those couple of teams towards the top who are trying to push the needle, and it feels like, especially down here at Four Field, we're seeing a lot of early action. Pokey Cookie and company, holy cow, are doing a really good job being able to pick up some early KP.
Yeah, just equally getting that nice kill, as you said. Pookie Cookie and his team just doing what they bare minimum and getting kind of the quick eliminations. You see Pookie Cookie using the stealth shield, kind of sneaking up, trying to catch somebody lacking, and that is going to get them done. Equally gets the lacking, and Pookie Cookie's going to get the elimination. What a great use of that stealth potion. Man, I gotta give credit towards that. If we head over to Skits, also popping that, catching Rack off guard, and Rack is gonna get eliminated. Oh my lord, what a play from Skits.
That's a tough peekaboo around the corner. You step around, get gunned down, and quickly thirsted as well. So Skits and FMF here still alive for their squad, seeing what they can do over here at Four Fields. It does look like I think there is still a duo from that squad still over here as well, the opposition. So there's still a chance for either of these two teams to still be able to clean things up. You can see NO Family just on the other side, I think, may actually be that last one left alive. Otherwise, across our maps, there really isn't much other contesting going on. Skits goes down, and now it's going to be all up to FMF to pull off the revives and try and clutch things up. And instead, they get disappeared in a puff of smoke.
Yeah, no clutch moment, no res for him. As you just saw, No Family instantly taken out. Now over to Gunner and B. This is probably the first time we're seeing them in action, so see what they can do. Ooh, they knock down Dom Tiger equally as he flies to the air, tries to get that elimination as Braun Fells tries to at least catch after him. We can kind of see him just backing off just for a little bit, though they're chasing after that, man. He is not going to go anywhere. Gunner and B also following suit, and this is what we see earlier is using the past couple weeks, the team kind of take the high ground, go near that mountainside, and that's the one thing that is the main key contributor to a lot of these teams winning is using the high ground. As we just see Jack, see maybe by himself here, he's going to have to 1v3 clutch this. Can he do it? He's going to use the wingsuit, kind of gain some higher grounds. We take a look at the map. This, not looking pretty good for him.
Going to have to get away and get to some safety here. Of course, you have extra time in Fortnite as opposed to maybe some of your other battle royales to try and make a play back for those cards to get your teammates back into play. Unfortunately for them, though, that other squad seems to be lurking around, so they could very well be playing the rest of map number 1 as a solo. Maybe you could just simply play for some placement for now. Meanwhile, at Latte Landing, you've got I Have 30 PR, Snake, Fizz, and Xavier, a full 4 still left alive. Looks like they've got another quad right on the other side.
Yeah, and this is the team I was telling you about. This is the team that really just has a vice grip on the standings. They do not play around when it comes to these standings. They want all the smoke. They want it all. And there is Snake with the knockdown. He's continuing off where his last time. He wants to run back because last time his team got eliminated early in map number 2 as he has over the frags. That's a knockdown for I Have 30 PR. They're going right after Lakuru. Lakuru in trouble. Gonna try to box him up, but he is facing a 2v1 deficit. Snake is trying to ring around. He's going to try to break through that wall using the pickaxe, try to get him going. And I Have 30 PR is going to knock down TVT frags for a little bit, and he's going to get Lukulu in the process as well. Snake and his team really they are really the MVPs of this week so far.
They already got themselves a couple of KP to get things kicked off here, and does look like there's another squad just a little bit to the north of Latte Landing. Actually looks like Fizz and company have already called that out as well, so they'll try and do a quick reset, and well, in sure due time, we'll look to try and keep the squad that will be rotating in inevitably from the north. We'll take back a peek on in with Rack, Pokey Cookie, and NO family, as Rack will be the first one to fall, as it is Queso, Ego, D, Juliet, and Romeo, who are doing a great job of trying to clean things up here.
Yeah, that wingsuit is usually a risk versus reward. Whenever you see players pop that, you're easily spotted and can be shotted out of the sky. And that's what we usually see these players coming in. There is Queso with the knockdown of Gamer Princess and follows it up with the kill, down to 60 teams left. Not a great showing out for game one, but you still have game two to kind of redeem yourself. Now, Queso's going to use the wingsuit himself. He's by himself just for a little bit as he tries to regroup with his team and do some more communication. This is what we normally see coming into game one. This is just slowing down just a little bit. Not a lot of quick eliminations as we see. Take a look at the map possibly for a reset as we head over to Braun Fields and his team engaging with Jay Zen, I believe. Another player who did not have a great showing in his last week outing. As they survey their options, kind of peek over there, tries to shoot the little form, I should say, but they don't have anything going. Optimus tries to use his shots, place them carefully, not landing a bit anything. Over to Jason, has about 19 shield taken off, but not anything going, but he's gonna get traded himself, down to 34, down to nothing, as he's gonna pop that slurp juice just for a minute to regain his feelings.
See, they got plenty left in the backpack there as far as shields. You got the two big pots, you've got the slurp, and well, for all four players across for this squad, still sitting in a pretty good position. They haven't really had to use too much of their resources as far as those builds. The problem is the team that they're looking across at. Well, they've got that high ground. The question is it worth trying to push over towards them, or do you potentially counter-rotate more towards the north side of the circle and try and find a way in from there? The problem is, even when you go towards the north, there will be a few teams that you will eventually have to fight your way in with. It does look like, though, that this squad has decided to just go ahead and rotate away, and I like this decision. You might as well play it safe.
Yeah, you might as well have to play it safe, because that's the thing, is when you see a lot of these teams have the high ground, they can easily snipe you out of the sky. They have the high advantage. They can see over pretty much the entire map, and that is something that you really don't want to have if you are the enemy team. Now here's Twitch, Eagle D, pressuring I have 30 PR, but I have 30 PR with such the quick rotation, he's going to take it off for his health, and he is instantly down by Zaire Zulu King. That was his Juliet, at least knocked him down. As we can just see Eagle T all in trouble, down to 52 health. Has to try, but he's going to try and tank it. No, I have 30 PR also knocked out as well. And there goes I have 30 PR. Oh, the last defending champs of game one last week, eagerly going down over to Keizo 444 himself. Eagerly, this is a power move as we see usually the top teams. Down to Snake. Snake is knocked down. He's in trouble, but he is not going to know where to go as he gets eliminated. And just like that, the power instantly shifts. It is now every man for themselves. An equally fair chance for everybody to kind of take the win here.
All gas, no break for the squad here. I mean, 7 eliminations thus far, and there are still quite a few teams that are left alive. They've also done a pretty good job of kind of isolating themselves more on this eastern side of the circle. They've kind of cleared the teams that are right around them, so they can wait as some of these other squads do eventually start squaring off against one another. Let this lobby dwindle itself down. But when you look at teams like Mecha Strike and the ESP squad that is on our screen now, they are a team that's going to have to start moving up the pace. They've only got 1 elimination thus far.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start moving, but you can just see it's not about getting eliminated. It's sometimes just catching people off guard. We've seen that before, using what you have in your backpack to your advantage. And speaking of Mecha Strike Ace, gonna try to go back with Coffee. Back with Coffee. It's just gonna get out there in the nick of time as Mecha Strike Ace looks to try to pressure him. Got a little bit of help to take off, but back with Coffee equally just building. But Mecha Strike Ace also, he's gonna get third party, trying to get out of there. But he's at 48 left health, but he is not gonna get the nick of time as RE8 with the kill and with the elimination. Not what they were looking for, but User is gonna collect his reboot card. He's down, but he's not out. Just a bad timing for Mecha Strike Ace.
We'll jump on board with Rack, Pokey Cookie, and NO Family, the trio that has been able to do a pretty good job of keeping themselves alive. One problem is at least for now, is NO Family that's the last one left alive. It's essentially 93 health between their HP and the 2 shield that they have in their back pocket of the Storm. Right on their backside. Eventually, they will have to move from here. They'll try and tank the Storm for now. It only takes 1 HP per second, as they do see the quad of Romeo, Juliet, and Ego D and company will all go ahead and kind of peel themselves away. I'm not sure if they know about Optimus that is right in front of them here. There's actually a chance that the 1v1 will happen inside the Storm. No Family, only down to 43 HP, is currently getting gunned down through their builds, and it looks like this could be the beginning of the end. It's Optimus who stands on the other side of this 1v1. Both players taking damage from the Storm. The good news for NO Family is they do have the health kit in hand.
Yeah, they do. And this is the thing with trying to chill out in the Storm is, like you said, it only takes off 1 HP per second, but as that Storm circles clone and it starts closing in, the more damage that is done. You usually see players just tank it. They have a lot of health, so they could just be like, you know what, I'm going to tank this, just kind of chill out here for the moment. But once that Storm starts closing in, it starts chipping away my damage. And you know, once it comes down to that final circle, it really picks up the pace as we see Optimus trying to go to the build, but he takes a massive hit from No Family. Optimus just trying to get out of there. He's in a negative time. He's got to pop that health or he is done for, and he will so. He used his last med kit in the negative time. Once again, back to the 1v1 into the Storm. No Family down. He himself only has 1 med kit. These two just trying to just bait each other out for the kill. If you take a look inside the bath, once again, it's down to 14. Over to Timmy says. Timmy says just, oh, he had so much going. Beakster, oh, he's knocked down by another Twitch player. He's not going to do anything. G1 flies through the air, down to 40 shields. He is trying to regroup himself. As we see Queso 444 maybe following or not, he's going to turn around and regroup with his team for the moment.
Down to 28 players left, as we do see we're at the point where the Storm will start shifting as it closes as well. Queso, Ego D, Juliet, and Romeo continue to run down this lobby. They're up to now 16 eliminations, and there are still, 22 still left in play, and they don't seem to be slowing down. And I think also the other thing when you look through their kits is they're pretty well looted and booted as well. Looking across at Dom Tiger here is Queso. Big shots to be able to land. Dom Tiger eventually goes down. It's Jack and Phil, the last 2 left for the oppositions as the squad looks to close in. Juliet's taking a bunch of damage and will look to try and take the high ground and get themselves some health as the rest of the squad comes in to clean it up.
Yeah, squad's coming up, but oh, there goes Romeo. He's knocked down for a little bit. This could be different, as I think it was Jason. Yes, Jason's gonna get the kill on Romeo, down to their 3 teammates, but I think they picked up the reboot card, so they might be able to get their team back for a little bit. Ego D building just for the moment, trying to regroup with his teammate. See what he can do. He's got everything. He's got the chuck, he's got the mini pots as well. So he has everything he's going, and they're going to go over to the reboot van, and this is not what I think anybody else has wanted. We could just see health is flying by through her thing. This week I think Fizz might be the only one left for his team just for a little bit. Back over to Keizo. He's requesting just for a bit of ammo as Ego D pops a chug kit. There's Jason. Jason's going to get the reboot cards, going to get some ammo himself, but he's going to take a bit of damage as well. Popping in and out of the Storm. Just trying to regroup any way he can as that Storm closes back down. Down to 9 teams we go. And there is JT Roach with the elimination. As we can see the players start to thin out. It is looking like Keizo and his team might pick up the W here in Game 1.
They are looking primed and ready, that's for sure. They are now up to 20 eliminations, which is darn near a third of the lobby, and there's still some cooking to be had, as
Oh,
it's Queso who will drop and absolutely beams down yet another, as they themselves have 11 of the 23 eliminations that the squad has been able to put down together here in game number 1. Not just that, though, they've done a really good job of being able to keep themselves down in this bottom right hand, this kind of southeastern side of the zone. They're now going to look to take to the high ground with all of their builds as well and try and make a late game play.
yeah, you can just see as his Julia gets another elimination. Now they're targeting, that's G1, yes, FAL G1, as Keizo lands 21 shield, just trying to tear through them builds, but he is not making an inch off of that. Meanwhile, Romeo's gonna pressure G1, but he is going to get caught lacking, but Ego D says, I got your back, brother. Oh, just when you thought G1 had one down, there comes Romeo from behind, got jumped immediately, and Romeo is going to just get out of there with some damage.
Talk about a phenomenal job to continue to keep yourself alive and keep yourself at a full 4 here as well. Now showing the confidence within the late game itself. Queso separating themselves away from the rest of the squad, chasing down what seems to be a lone survivor here on the outside, beaming them as they look to try and use the wingsuit to get off the safety. But no dice, and now it's just 7 players left in this squad. One being a solo of Icy Planarian as they will be taken out. So that means now 2 players left alive, Romeo, Juliet, Queso, and Ego D, one of them being Gamer Princess, which Romeo will chase down with the wingsuit. Before they can even get there, though, the teammate takes them out. Now it's all left to Fizz. A 1v4, trying the best that they can to keep the builds a-coming, but the builds can't stay built long enough, as it will be the squad of Queso, Ego, D, Romeo, and Juliet, who pops off massively with 31 elims in the dub.
Great showing in their first game. You saw Fizz, the lone survivor, doing what he can. But like you said, when it's a 1v3, there's not much you could do but other and try to outmaneuver your opponents. Fizz Fizz was not able to do that. And that will be game 1, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We'll be back for game 2 of week 4 of our Fortnite squad matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go in there. We'll be right back right after this. And welcome back to game two, ladies and gentlemen, of our Fortnite Week 4 squads. We are back once again. I'm your host, Kenzo SSW, alongside my partner, your boy Ku. And game two is looking to shape up in this match.
Last chance for these teams to be able to put some points down last time around. Down here at 4 Fields, things got spicy relatively quickly. We'll see just how quickly this first engagement happens out here. It does look like FMF, TDO, Double G, as well as the winner group and Skit. Their team that went out relatively quickly after picking themselves up a couple of eliminations. Surely they would like to have themselves a better finish this go around.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I'm pretty sure Snake and his team also want the run back as well after Fizz pretty much going all the distance, making it all the way to the final positions, but just not having enough firepower or the teammates to back it up. As we see FML, his team already stocking up on some loot, some health, always viable in this early game. But also in early game, you see teams just kind of dropping left and right, players just immediately going for the early quick games, early kills, and that is usually what you normally see in an early game. But however, it is their last chance to kind of pick it up and get something going, as we see some already action over in Bumpy Bay, for example. And we see I have 30 PR already. Snake with 2 kills and Fizz with 1. So 3 kills combined within all the teams. We just see a whole lot of back and forth. Sutton trying to get away, but he cannot. You see Snake building back up, trying to get anything going. Go over to West Hills. Ooh, there is an elimination. And Snake picks up his third one of the match.
This is our CBC esports squad, who I do believe currently still does sit in first place on the winter session here. However, that XPL Frank Storm Black squad, which we did see walk away with 31 elims along with the W in map number 1 today, surely will hope to try and dethrone them after game number 2. For now, Snake and company just looking to continue to poke and prod and see how many more eliminations they can pick up along their way here in this first circle.
Yeah, 31 eliminations is crazy work for that first game. And normally, it's usually this team, that we always see kind of coming in and making names, making waves. But you always have to be careful, because sometimes when you have the first place spot, you really don't want to give it up, especially with how many points are on the line. You have a chance to kind of etch yourself a bit of history. But however, you do have to be careful of your surroundings. You can see Snake just kind of pop it up, kind of regroup with his teammate just for a little bit, as they're seemingly chasing after someone. That's, Zebra Zulu King, just for a moment, as we're down to 15 teams just for a little bit. Kind of head out of there just for the time being, looking at the map. So far, no actions. We head over to Rack and his team. No family, was all by themselves. And the last time we see I'm the Fox and his teammate trying to get out of there in the nick of time. Yes, they will. As Rack rocking a pretty good set in his backpack just for the time being. As he himself, no team so far, this team does not have eliminations, but that could change in the upcoming moments.
This J-Boys squad we did see last time around, despite the fact that they are playing a person short, still doing a really good job in those, I want to say 4v4s, but it is a 3v4 because they are a player short. And you can't help but wonder for a team like that if maybe the hope here in game number 2 is to try and find some 3Ps and do some good cleanup duty and see if that might help turn the tides just a little bit more. It does look like the zone looking to be pulling at least a little bit towards the northwest for now. Of course, it is only zone number 2. We've still got some more room to go, but Fishy, ESP, Hugo and company down here on this southeastern side, more just looking to try and gather up their resources before they rotate into zone.
Yeah, that's a good strategy, because lots of times when there's that end game, you see so many builds, you never want to run out of material. So this is a good idea. Stock up on the material, stock up some health, some ammo if you can, because when this game starts going, a lot of these teams are not going to pull their punches. We see Go Fishy, SPO Hugo, and SPO Aquatorus, along with User, just surveying their options down in Classify Canyon. So for the moment, they have to at least get their surroundings just a little bit, because they also have to be aware of anything that can happen, as we just see them trying to gain their footing just for a little bit, as Fishy just swings with his pickaxe, just trying to get some materials going in the nick of time. As this team rotates out, Fishy, looks like he's gonna just sit there and gather materials for the time being, so he might just playing a bit more of the resource game for just the moment.
Yeah, our esports gladiators here, I mean, they've got the southeastern side of the ring. There's not too many teams that are around them. Unless they're looking to really up the pace, you might as well make sure that you've got the resources for late game. Meanwhile, it is our squad that did pop off for quite a bit of points in game number 1, that of Twitch Ego, D, Queso, Juliet, and Romeo. Well, they've pulled up here to Humble Hills, and they're looking to get back onto the busy foot here as they're going to quickly push in for this fight.
Yeah, they're trying to push, but you don't want to do that, or maybe you do, as Romeo is able to knock down Fizz. They are applying the pressure. They want to be as aggressive as they can. I will give them credit, though. You do see that. You don't see that often. Just kind of go for the aggressive and chase after them, as Snake and his team regroup for the moment, just trying to gain some breathing room. As you see Ego D trying to survey his field, maybe looking at Snake for the moment, but he is not going to find him. But he's going to just instead chase after him. He wants all the smoke, apparently, as he's even just sliding through over the bumpy bay just for a little bit. And I don't know, there's bad blood between these two teams, a little bit of trash talking, but as we see him just pop a bit over the Snake, get some damage in, not going to fly anything. As Ego D is going to use that staircase just for the moment, but he is so far just trying to chase after Snake, or maybe not. Kind of getting a bit of the high ground for the moment, as he has 3 eliminations so far between the team coming in here to game 2.
Help but laugh at the name Dumble Snore. I always love to see the creativities from our players and their gamer tags. But yeah, Ego D still chasing down a pair here at Bumpy Bay. They got to be careful, though. There is a team here at Bumpy Bay who has not shown themselves just quite yet, as they will now start to insert themselves into this fight. So Ego D and company now have company themselves, as it is a full squad that has pulled up. Romeo has already not only been taken down, but taken out here as well. The squad for XPL, Frank, Storm, Black, they have to realize if this is worth pushing, or do they want a more fight for position for the rest of the game.
If I'm this team right now, I'm saying you don't want to be as aggressive as you are. Yes, it's nice to kind of go after, that team and play as aggressive as you can, but a lot of times that does leave you just so vulnerable. A lot of times you're walking into basically a 1v3 scenario, and a lot of times you don't get out of those unscathed. As we see, it's down to JT. He is all by himself. He's going to have to 1v3 clutch this as he just surveys his opportunities. He sees a whole water bills, not going to get with the pressure, and that's a smart idea. Just kind of wait it out just for a little bit, as we have 38 players left, down to 13 teams. As we see Juliet all by himself. Katie 1v clutching. He somehow just is able to just get away as he pops the wingsuit. He's gonna fly through the air, leaving himself a bit exposure. He's down to 99 health. His shield is all gone, but he gets out in the nick of time as he goes into the storm just for the moment. I don't know, it's a smart idea, but he has the health, has the shield to kind of tank it. And this is also, we've seen teams just kind of just hanging out in the storm, chip away at their health for a bit. As he is all by himself, the winning team might be in trouble. Let's see what Juliet does in game 2.
It's definitely interesting here, right? Because they are rotating away from where the rest of their squad had fallen. I don't know if they had gotten a chance to get any of those cards, which could very well mean one player left alive, solely trying to focus on trying to secure themselves placement. We'll see a quick build as they do go for that respawn. It takes about, I think it's like 10 seconds or something like that, so don't want to leave yourself too susceptible here. The good news is everybody quite a bit north from where they are at. So Juliet should be able to get one back in. The question is how much of their team comes back into play here.
Yeah, it depends because I do think you can carry multiple reboot cards at the time, but Juliet is just gonna have to be like, I'm gonna have to at least bring back one of my teammates to at least have a fighting chance. If you over to Cool Boy, PH, and Busy Lamp, as Cool Boy knocks down Skiz, and he is going to get credit with the elimination. And this is a team that we've only seen one player so far, but this is the first time we have a full action coming into them here as Cool Boy with his team just kind of regaining as much health as they can. Fizz with all the ammo in the world plus everything he can to do just maybe survey his options as we see PH1 kind of peek around the corner, see what he can, just survey the options for the moment. He's requesting a bit of ammo as his teammates does pick it up. He's got about 140 materials left, so he has a bit of time as, oh, look at this. Hold up, Cool Boy in trouble for a little bit. Down the 8, but he is going to get knocked down by Modi. Modi coming out of nowhere. First time we've heard his name called all game.
Haven't heard from them as they have been relatively quiet for sure. Sticky situation to find yourself in. 10 squads left. 30 players as a collective, so not all of them full squads still left alive, as we do see at Lethal Labs, and just to the east of it are still a couple of squads here, as it does look like Juliet has been able to get at least Romeo and Ego D back, but it's Rivdog, Modi, and Master Grogu who do have the high ground, and they're spraying away, trying to see if they can take the squad out.
Yeah, they're spraying at the builds, but not a lot of damage coming out of that. However, in this scenario, this is what you kind of want to do. You do want to take away at the chip health, just kind of see if I can at least land some shots. Oh, and speaking of, Rivdog is immediately gonna get knocked down. My goodness. Meanwhile, Modi kind of begging for his falling teammate, kind of getting out of there, uses that, and he's gonna head in towards the storm as we hope with the Master Grogu, who is in trouble, but he is going to get eliminated. Not what he had in mind. As we head with the Rivdog. Rivdog is, oh, he might be by himself. It might be a time before he can at least have something, or his teammate comes in the nick of time if his teammates are already not eliminated themselves. And then go with the icy tortoise. We are down to 8 teams, 26 players eliminated, as Angel Vibes, FAL Jax, and Can Cook or if he can't cook for the moment, love the creativity, as they are also hanging out in their own little box.
I like it here. You get yourself into the zone, you go ahead and turtle up, use some brick. It takes a little bit longer to make your way through. I don't know if y'all remember how much work it took the big bad wolf to blow that brick building down, but as far as for now, I like the idea. They've got themselves 7 eliminations. They know there are quite a few squads, I'm sure, that they can hear up to their north that are still battling it out amongst one another. One of those squads being Snake and Company, one of our top dogs, top fraggers throughout the course of our first 3 weeks. They've been relatively silent today. They've got 7 thus far to their names here in map number 2, but they are still stuck on this northern side of the zone. They still have to find a way into the circle itself, and they're trying to keep themselves alive. Let's see what they've got in the back pocket.
They might have something, and this is where this is Snake's strategy and his teammate. They always like to go for the high grounds and kind of catch teams by surprise. And speaking of Saber Zulu King is knocked down by Twitch Eagle D, the defending champs of map 1, as Snake decides, you know what, it's time to rotate out for a little bit and regroup ourselves, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go over to Fizz and Jason, the 2v1 in favor, but Snake is going to get caught off guard. Down he goes. Jason might get paired, but there is so much commotion. Snake is gonna get bailed out by Fizz. Oh, that was equally terrible, as I have 30 PR and his teammate. They're all just being fired upon through their shields. They have to get out of there or it spells doom. Fizz, with the amount of health, kind of set his team up, and just like that, he is clutching up for his team.
The good news is they're back to a full 3 and standing. They do have to get a quick reset here as far as getting everyone back up to full health and as far up on shields as they can. You can see a couple of small pots in the back pocket of Fizz, as well as they do have that 50 pot as well. I do think as far as for now, they're trying to keep things low and slow, sort of like a good roast. They're on this northwestern side of the zone. Question is, can you share this real estate with anybody else that is left around? We do know that right next door you've got Ego D, Romeo, and Juliet and Company, as Well, they'll look to try and make their way towards the gas station itself. They hear the sound, and it feels like this fight here could very well decide which one of these two teams walk away with first on the winter session.
Yeah, this matchup right here, pretty much the number 1 seed versus number 2 seed. It's like a Super Bowl matchup between these two, a heavyweight fight. As we see Romeo gazing for a little bit, his shield is completely gone, but he's got 90 health. But he's gonna pop that. Twitch Eagle D trying to apply as much pressure, knocks down Snake. Snake in the nick of time. You can see Eagle T trying to push out. There goes Snake, and it's down to 6 teams left as Keizo 444 might have what he has. Eagle D looking to kind of reload. Come on, all going on at the gas station itself. Eagle D backs off for a little bit. Gains a 50 pot himself as he tries to build, and he is going to use his remaining gold he can to spend as we head over to Trex G1, Timmy Says, and Beakster. As we've seen, Timmy Says last week almost got the win, but he did not clutch it up in the last few moments. As we see Trix just kind of use that stealth. Smart idea to kind of gain the upper advantage, and they're going to rotate out. As we see that Storm just combine a nick of time. There's a bit of damage. Trix going to go for some materials in the time being. Trix. Oh, my bad, you go.
No, I was gonna say I like the idea at first of just kind of playing behind the rocks. You don't show your build. You don't let anyone know where you're at. Unfortunately, they're not able to pick up an elimination off of that. The good news is they can swing to their left. I do believe they've identified what they thought was a solo ends up being a duo, but they do have the man advantage. 12 players left alive, and you are still a full 4. They just got to make sure they can keep themselves together. The problem is one of the other teams that is still left alive here is Ego D, Juliet, Romeo, and Queso, and they're going to be back to a full 4 standing here in just a moment.
Yeah, and this is the key thing. It's just the communication. The communication is so well on point with this team. You love to see everybody saying, "Do you have my back?" This team, they're by themselves, and you really have to wonder what more can they do. They're already playing with such perfection. As we go over to Timmy Says, his teammate they really need this. This could be a power shift if they can knock down this team. 4 teams left, 10 players remain standing in game 2 as that storm circle is closing in. There, down goes G1. It's a 3v4. Can they clutch it up? Timmy Says it's going to get pressure down to 10 shield. He has 82 left as Beakster tries to help him out. Beakster tries to use his wingsuit. Yes, he will. Takes a hefty amount of storm damage. Flies through the air, just evading all of the bullets. What a movement from Beakster.
They're about to go back to back here. It looks like that is going to be the case. Fizz, 2 HP, and a Dream will eventually catch the pump of the shotty to the body and will be absolutely eliminated. It's still a 4 players left for the squad of Juliet, Romeo, Queso, and Ego D. They go back to back for this Frank Storm Black, and they could very well have just secured themselves the top spot here in our winter session.
Yeah, I gotta give congrats to this team, man. Franklin Stormblood does not play around. They wanted all the smoke. They played so aggressively, and it paid out well. You normally ever don't see an aggressive play style work out in a squad-type match, but when you have your teammates backing you up, that can very well work out in your favor. And I just know Fizz and this team, they're going to be licking their chops. They are going to view this tape and go back and realize, what did we do wrong? And how can we fix it? Yo, boy, I'm gonna let you send us off for the moment here.
Yeah, that was a great back-to-back win to be able to secure things up, but that does wrap up our winter Fortnite squads over here at VHEL. If it's your first time through, you haven't already done so, make sure you do me a favor, hit that follow button down below, turn those notifications on, that way we can catch you back when we go live again in the spring. Also, we do have Valorant wrapping up tomorrow as well. Kenzo, this was an absolute blast being able to jump up on the desk with you, but of course, you and I, we have the easy job. We want to make sure we're giving a big shout out to Edge working in the background, giving us the views and the vibes, the eyes in the skies. Without him, it's just us 2 talking heads, and that's nowhere near as much fun. We appreciate y'all for tuning in for the day. And until we catch y'all back for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all, that's Kenzo. I'm Q. For the rest of the crew here from the front to the back, y'all have a great rest of your week. Peace.